Welcome to this video on how to integrate Webship with WooCommerce. So I'm going to take you through the steps a little bit at a time just to show you how to do this and how to get your customer up and running with WooCommerce in a really quick way and hopefully answer any questions along the way. So to do a WooCommerce integration, your customer needs to be able to log into their WooCommerce which is known as WordPress. So for any of you out there who have heard of WooCommerce and WordPress, they are the same thing. WordPress is the website that publishing software, and WooCommerce is the store plugin that sits behind it. So the customer needs to log in and they will see this screen, and that's the screen that we need to be on to be able to help us do what we need to do for the integration. So first things first, go to settings in Webship 3. Scroll down to e-commerce integrations. This is the first time I've used this account, so I'm just going to continue through this piece. And then I'm looking for the WooCommerce setup. Every single one of the integrations that we have has got a guide that shows you what to do. So on the top of each one, you'll see this blue hyperlink for steps for setting up your WooCommerce site. So if I click on this, it will give me a link to ShipperU, which will then give me these two options. Now, we've got two documents on here, one for integrated quoting and one for store integration. Integrated quoting I'm not going to cover in this video because it's a separate topic, and that'll be a topic I cover separately on another video. So let's imagine we're just going to do the store integration. And just to give you an idea of what that actually means, the store integration means that all of the orders that the customer receives will then automatically be fed into Webship, for Webship to be able to then do what needs to be done in terms of selecting the carriers, weights and DIMs, generating a shipping label, and then for WooCommerce to receive the information back that A, it's been shipped, and B, so if I click on the WooCommerce store integration and just make it a bit bigger, you will see some steps in here. So first things first, as I've already said, you need the login into WordPress and the back end of the admin. So as long as your customer's got that, they're using WooCommerce version 2.1 or more. I've not come across anyone who's not and one that hasn't worked. So anyone who's using WooCommerce should be absolutely fine. And before I go into the actual integration, I'll just show you what I tend to do, which is to do a quick read of the document just to know what I'm going to expect. So it's going to ask me to click on WooCommerce and then click on the settings. I'm going to be directed to something to do with an API, and then I'm going to be asked to generate some keys. Here I'm going to be asked to select some details and to change a few things. I'm going to be asked to copy a key and a secret code. And I'm going to be asked to go into some other settings around permalinks and to select some options here and then save. So obviously that's not the way to do it. It's just to give you an idea of of signposting of what's going to be happening in the next few minutes, just so you can familiarize yourself with A, what you're looking for, B, how long it might take you, and C, just to give you a bit of confidence. Always read this document before you go and see the customer until you get to a level where you've done 3 or 4 and it's second nature to you. You don't want to have any surprises when you get there. Now, if I scroll back to the top and we'll start the actual integration. So first things first, left hand side of the page, select WooCommerce, then select settings. It's been good enough for ShipperU to actually be able to highlight this and then highlight it in blue so we can really visually see what we're aiming for. So I'm aiming for WooCommerce, then I'm aiming for settings. Now, one cautionary note with WooCommerce is it's a very, very customizable back end. So no two WooCommerces look the same. You will find sometimes the tab at the top where it says general products and shipping, there could be 20 of those tabs. So all of the information that you need will be where the guide says it will be. It might not always look the same. It might be a different color. There might be other options either side that you just didn't expect to see. You will find that they look very, very different depending on the one that you use. So don't be alarmed. Just slow it down a little bit. Look for the options that you're looking for. Scroll up and down the page and you will find them. They are there, I promise you. So the next thing it's asking me to do is click on the API tab. And that is up here, so I'm going to click on the API tab. And now it's asking me to tick the box to enable the REST API. That box is normally always ticked. If it's not, just tick the box and click Save Changes. The next thing the guide is asking for is for me to select keys and apps. Now this is where we're going to generate our key, which is going to allow us the access to Webship. Imagine that WooCommerce is your left hand, Webship is your right hand, and you're giving them both a piece of information enables them to do a handshake and say, yeah, I'm happy to let WooCommerce supply data to Webship and vice versa. That's all it is. That is all we're talking about. So I've got a key on here which I'm going to revoke because I don't need that anymore. I'm going to add a new one. So that will give you what you expect to see, which is add key, which is here, add key. The description, you call it whatever you want, doesn't really matter. I always call it Webship. The user is predefined, that's me, that's my access. For your customer, it'll be them, so that's not a challenge. It'll be whoever they've logged in as. The permissions needs to be changed to read/write, as is indicated in the manual here. Reason for that is I want to read the orders and bring them into Webship, and then I want to write back that the fact it's gone from processing to complete, and here's the tracking number. So I need it to be able to operate both ways. I'm now going to generate an API key, which is what the document asks for next, which gives me this consumer key and this consumer secret. So basically, just think of it as a couple of secret codes that allows you to pass information through. It's very similar to when we generate a username and a password and a registration for UK Mail. All that is doing is letting us through their firewall, and it's exactly the same for this part of the API. You need to save these two pieces of information. The document says to use Notepad. I always use Word. Doesn't matter. Use whatever you want. Just click on copy and then paste it for later. Same for consumer secret. Click on copy, paste it for later. That's that for that part. We've done our generation of our code. Here you can see the part where it asks you to copy. Again, put it where you like. As long as you've got it, doesn't matter. In order for the API to work properly, you have to have permalinks enabled. I don't know what a permalink is. You don't need to know what a permalink is. All you need to know is to do as the document says, otherwise it will drive you insane. Also, this part, for anyone who's a bit confused by this stuff and wants to know why you're doing a certain thing, again, just do as it says, pick one of those 4 options. So to get there, we're clicking on settings, which is in different settings to the WooCommerce one. We're scrolling down further to here, clicking on permalinks. As long as it's one of these 4, it doesn't matter which one you choose, as the document says here. As long as it's one of these. It's numeric for us at the minute. I'm going to leave it as numeric. Now, I'm going to copy and paste as well the store URL. Now, your customer will know this. It's their website address. If your customer doesn't know their own website address, get out of there because that's going to be a massive problem, but hopefully they will. So, next piece of information is done. Permalinks are already enabled, so we're good to go. All we need to do is scroll down and click on Save Changes. I'm doing nothing different to what the document says. I'm just doing it in a video, and hopefully that'll make it a bit easier for you to follow. The next piece is what we now do in Webship. Now, because I always go to the WooCommerce integration to get the document first, I've already done most of this. I've already hit settings, e-commerce integrations, add integration, and gone to Woo. That's what's got me to this piece here. So I've already done that piece anyway. What it's asking me here is to name the shop. Now, it defaults to WooCommerce. I'm going to call it CSE Tech because that's the name of our shop. If you have multiple WooCommerce integrations, your customer might have 2 or 3 brands on 2 or 3 different websites, they would probably want to call the integration name after that particular shop, which makes perfect sense and you can do that. You might want to tick a box for send confirmation email. That means every time a customer has an order, it will send that email automatically. You might want to skip address pre-verification. That may be more if they're doing stuff into Europe where you know the addresses are correct, but you just don't want to verify them every time. You might want to include packing slips in confirmation emails. Up to you. You can tick those boxes, or your customer can tick those boxes. So the things that we need to copy now, as earlier and as indicated in the document, are the consumer key, the consumer secret, and the WordPress URL, and that is the site and the website. So I know the website, and your customers should know their own website. I'm going to pop that into here. And then all I need to do is copy the consumer key and the consumer secret. These are the two secret codes that tells Webship the secret answer to whatever WooCommerce wants to know. This will automatically update an integration ID. Skipping order update you can tick if you don't want Webship to update WooCommerce to say the order's been completed. I don't know why a customer wouldn't want that to happen, but now and again they might say they do. The option's there if they want it. Pending shipment statuses will always pull through only processing. So in WooCommerce, if I show you in the store, we've got 4 orders that we've made up, and they are all sat there as processing at the moment. Processing means it's gone from pending payment to processing. So at that point, they will be pulled into into Webship. If they're anything other than processing, you won't see them in Webship. So we've now included everything that we need to. If I click on save, you get a nice satisfying green tick to say it's been connected. That's always a good thing. We see 0 orders at the moment and it's synchronizing. So we should see 4. Yep, there we go. There's 4 orders come through. We should also see the same 4 orders on the next page, which we do. Now this 4th order's not got all the details put into it. That's me messing about. But you can see here that Chris is sending something to me, sending something else to me. I'm sending something to Chris. It's just a case of us putting some fake orders in there. But one thing to note is that every single integration you do, once you've completed those steps, they all look the same. The only thing that's different is the color. So you can see that WooCommerce has got a purple kind of color to it. If you had an Amazon one, it would be orange. If you had a big commerce, it's like a bluey kind of color. That's just to differentiate the different things that we've got. You can see the reference number gets pulled through, which is relevant from Woo. So Woo will do sequential order numbers, and that will always come through here. The username, the sender's name, the receiver's name, that's all in there. If we had this set up properly with shipping options, I mean, we just put customer shows shipping at checkout, but your customer may have next day shipping, 1 to 2 days shipping, 5 to 10 days shipping. That would help determine the service level that they would want to see. If your customer's just using UK mail high volume, they might have it all as next day. They may have stuff for packets maybe, which is smaller, but it will tell you in this blue bar here which one to expect to see. And also in the batching system, you can do that and ship it by service selection. So if there was a next day and a packet, that would all be there. And you could say, right, I'll do all my next days and all my packets now and do those separately. You get a packing slip. So if the customer wants to have a packing slip, they can also put their logo here on the packing slip in the settings on Webship. But they can print that off as an A4 piece of paper, put it inside the box, and send it off with the items. As soon as the order is complete, so if I was going to go DHL domestic, I need to put a phone number in. And then I'm going to do customer packaging 10, 10, 10. It's going to give me my price. As soon as I hit ship, everything happens as it normally would. You'll get your label, you book your collection. All that's going to change is A, that order on the left-hand side will disappear, and B, in WooCommerce, that order will automatically update from processing and then will sit in the completed section. So that means that the customer, depending on your customer's WooCommerce settings, might get an email or a text message or whatever they've set up. WooCommerce is very powerful. So there is a text messaging service in there if they want it. There's lots of different things the customer can do. It has nothing to do with Webship. It's triggered by WooCommerce settings, and that's out of our control. So that is how you get your store integrated in with WooCommerce. It's a really simple process to follow. If you get stuck, you have the guide. I learned this myself by just following the guide and doing it multiple times. Your customers will sometimes do it themselves, but it's handy for you to know how it works. So hope that helps you understand a bit more about how to get WooCommerce into Webship, and look out for the next videos in terms of the other integrations that we have, and also for integrated quoting. Thanks for watching.